Hello, this is Furco777 and I'm creating a video to show subscribers of my biology review how to complete problems for the Introduction to Genetics unit. I'm going to start with a very simple problem that will show you how to create a Punnett square, and after that I'm going to show you some more difficult problems like those that you may see on a test. I have to warn you that I'm making this video in Microsoft Paint, as you can tell from this terrible illustration right here. And I'm not very good at this program, so please bear with me as my drawings may not be very pretty. Let's look at the first problem. It says, a female who is homozygous recessive for eye color has a child with a male who is heterozygous. What percentage of their children will have brown eyes? First I'm going to copy down the parent genotypes that were given in the problem. Lowercase b, and capital B, lowercase b. And then to predict the possible offspring, I'm going to create a Punnett square. In the Punnett square, we're going to take the mother's alleles, put them on the top, take the father's alleles, and put them on the side. Then to find the alleles of the possible children, going to move each allele down into the squares beneath it, and then for the side alleles we're going to move the cross into each square in the row. So this square shows the 4 possible genotypes of the children from this cross. Now we're looking for children with brown eyes, and I'm sure you know that brown eyes are caused by a dominant capital B allele. So we're looking for children with the capital B allele, and those are these two here. These two children have a pair of recessive blue eye alleles, so these two will have blue eyes, and that's not what we want. We're looking for brown-eyed children. So the fraction of children with brown eyes is going to be 2 out of 4, since these two children have brown eyes and these don't, for a total of 4. But the problem asks for a percentage, so I'm going to rewrite that as 50%. And that's the answer. This second problem is very similar to the first one. It says, the ability to taste a chemical called PTC is found on a dominant allele. What is the probability that children descended from 2 heterozygous parents can taste PTC? I'm going to start with the parents' genotypes again. We know they're both heterozygous. And I'm going to use the letter P for this allele because it's PTC. So the parents were both capital B, P, lowercase p. Capital P, lowercase p. So we're looking at the children here, so we're going to have to use a Punnett square to determine the possible results of this cross. And just like before, we're going to fill in capital P, lowercase p, capital P, lowercase p. Pulling this capital P down, capital P, pull this lowercase p down, this capital P across, and this lowercase p across. There's the completed Punnett square, and the problem is asking us for the children that can taste PTC. And since the ability to taste PTC is found on a dominant allele, we're looking for children with at least 1 capital P. So this child can taste PTC, since he has the 2 yes taste PTC alleles. This child can taste PTC. He has 1 yes taste and 1 no taste gene, but the yes taste, the ability to taste, is dominant over the inability to taste. So this will mask that allele, and this child will be able to taste PTC. Same case here. This child, however, has 2 recessive no taste genes, so he will not be able to taste PTC. And the problem asks for the probability, so I'm going to give a fraction. Out of a possible 4 children, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 of them can taste PTC. 3 out of 4. And that's the answer. Alright, here's the last problem, number 3. And this is a pretty interesting problem. I copied it directly from a version of the AP Biology test, so this is some college-level work, even though they use a retarded word like dumpy. Anyway, the problem says, in fruit flies, dumpy wings are shorter and broader than normal wings. The allele for normal wings, capital D, is dominant to the allele for dumpy wings, lowercase d. 2 normal-winged flies mated and produced 300 normal-winged and 100 dumpy-winged flies. What were the parents' genotypes? Well, we know that both of the parents were normal-winged, so they each had at least one capital D allele to give them the normal wings. At least one each. I'll put the other one down here, except I can't draw. So, it's asking what were the parents' genotypes. We only know that each parent had at least one capital D. The other allele is a mystery. But we're going to write out all of the possibilities for that second one. Could have been lowercase, could have been lowercase, or it could have been capital. And then, since we're crossing, there was another one. D question mark again. But of course, that could have been lowercase, or it could have been capital. And of course, now we have a heterozygous cross, and a homozygous cross. There's one other possibility. We could have had a homozygous cross. Can't draw. So these were the 3 possibilities for the parents' genotypes, because we know each one has at least one capital D, and considering the other one that we don't know, these are the 3 possibilities, and we have to figure out which one of these would give us the 300 normal-winged and 100 dumpy-winged flies. Well, we can immediately eliminate this possibility, because to produce any dumpy-winged flies, since dumpy is recessive, we would need to have some children that were lowercase d, and there aren't any lowercase d's in this entire cross, so it's completely impossible to produce any children with 2 lowercase d's. So that's definitely wrong. Let's just scribble that out. If we look at this one, if we look at this parent specifically, this parent has 2 capital D's. So regardless of which one it passes on, this parent could give on this gene or this gene, but either way it's a capital D. And again, we need to produce children with 2 lowercase d's. So again, it's impossible for a child with 2 lowercase d alleles to be produced when this parent is going to pass on a capital D either way. The children all have to have at least one capital D. So this is not a possibility. Now we look at this one. Since each parent does have a lowercase d, it is possible to produce children with the lowercase d phenotype. But we're going to check it with a Punnett square to make sure. And just quickly, capital D, lowercase d, capital D, lowercase d. Doing the cross, capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase, lowercase. So if we look, the children that will have normal wings, 1, 2, 3 out of the 4, because 3 children have at least one capital D, and 1/4 because this child will have the dumpy wings due to the 2 recessive alleles. So it's a 3/4 to 1/4 cross. And if we look, the information it gave us was 300 normal to 100 dumpy. So 3/4, 1/4, 300 out of 400 to 100 out of 400. So this checks out. So since it asked us what were the parents' genotypes, they're they were. Parents' genotypes were both heterozygous, capital D, lowercase d. That was a good problem, so I'm going to circle the answer again. Now, why don't I circle it in green, too? That's like Christmas colors. Alright, after doing a problem like that, you should be very comfortable with this type of genetics. These were all simple monohybrid crosses that I did, of course. Perhaps in a future video I'll do some dihybrid crosses or something with sex-linked traits, but for now you should be ready for any quiz or test that you're taking on monohybrid crosses. So, good luck with those, and thank you for watching.